I know there's been like some reporting of the Detroit Pistons possibly being buyers at this deadline. Like, what do you make of it? Because I feel like you can kind of read in between the lines. Like, do you feel there'll be buyers for the right type of player, or do you think they'll just be buyers no matter what, trying to improve the team, even if it does maybe kind of get into their cap space, fall into the summer possibly?
I would imagine they would be more buyers of assets in a sense. So I don't know if they are going to be huge buyers of maybe guys who might be more expensive and things like that. But um, Trajan to me just seems like really calculated. Um, he seems he seems like someone who does not make like panic decisions or rushing into things. And so again, I think he would kind of play it more cool and not break this group up based on everything that they've done so far. But again, if there's a trade that comes across that he can't deny, I'm sure he'll act on that. But yeah, I see him being more kind of stand patish.
Yeah, because I know I'm sure you see it in like the articles that you write over at the Athletic, like the comment section with Pistons fans, and how passionate and kind of crazy they get sometimes.
I'll go passionate. I get it.
Yeah, I mean, like they're probably the most passionate bunch of fans that you'll probably come across.
Hmm.
But I think sometimes when fans see the word buyers, they look at all the big names, the disgruntled
Yeah.
stars. Like we talked about Jimmy Butler to the Pistons. I've even seen some national guys who say like, why not like THJ and a couple seconds to Miami? Like, I don't think Jimmy on the Pistons would be a good idea. Like, if you would have told me that 5 years ago, and like, I'm like, oh yeah, like that seems like Tom Gore's put all the chips on the table and like compete for the playoffs. But
Hmm.
I feel like where they're at, they're in a good position. I don't see like big names like a Jimmy, like an Ingram, but hey, you never know.
Yeah.
Apparently, with the Pelicans, like, well, I don't know what's really going on there with DeJounte getting injured, being out for the remainder of the season.
Hmm.
I think I saw a wild stat with them that like none of their starting five, I think, even played a game together, which is just crazy.
Yeah, I saw. I think Will our he covers the Pelicans and does some Heat stuff for us at the Athletic. He said something yesterday about well, this season specifically. I think uh, Ingram, Zion, and Dejounte never got like one game on the court or something. I don't really watch them enough to know, but I think that's what he said, something along those lines.
That's honestly wild that like that actually happened. It's because they have so much talent, and
Yeah.
it's like I actually thought them to be like a sneaky playoff team with getting Murray. Who
Hmm.
knows what happens with Zion? He looks like he's in better shape, but like uh, and maybe they can get a good draft pick out of it. I don't even know if they have their draft pick this year.
Yeah.
Who knows? But it's just it's kind of wild. I think what I would say to like fans that are expecting to be buyers is I think they'll make a move if it makes sense contractually and if there's some assets attached. But I don't see them like pulling off like a Blake Griffin trade like they did the last time that they were competitive. Like
Yeah. And
I I feel like it's a completely different situation.
yeah, like with them teetering kind of back and forth between, I think they're back in six. There were earlier today,
Hmm.
and so it kind of goes back and forth. Like a couple games you lose can really drop you and things. But yeah, I think if you see that this team has the potential to make the playoffs without having to even go the playing route with what they have now, I personally would just be hesitant to tinker with the lineup or the roster because it's like they won 14 games last year, and if you give them the time, they can potentially be in the playoffs without the play-in. That feels like a great turnaround, and I'm not sure anyone that they get at the deadline would necessarily, if they do make the playoffs, even if they don't win the series, I'm not sure someone that they pick up at the deadline would put them so much past where they could be on their own with what they have now, essentially. So,
I feel like even though this team is much improved, they have so many flaws on this team Like, I feel like in the front court, they're small.
Yeah.
I feel like if you went up against a team like Milwaukee or even Boston, for example,
Mm-hmm.
like if you made the playoffs, Boston would expose that with like a Al Horford, a Luke Cornett,
Yeah.
Kristaps Porzingis. Like, it's not me crapping on the team. They're a lot better, but there's just so much flaws on this team, especially with the the second unit not really having a secondary primary ball handler to lead that unit. That was Jaden Ivey's job, but I mean, like, he's obviously not healthy. I did see that he's in a walking boot, which is good news. Good to see him actually on the bench. I tweeted something out. I feel like an idiot. So I saw that he was like on the bench, and like Pistons fans they're funny. They're like, did Monty Williams tweet this? I was like, good to see Jaden Ivey on the bench. And I was like,
Oh God,
oh my god,
that's crazy.
I was like, oh my god, I feel like a piece of crap after that. But I did get a good laugh out of that. I was like, oh my god, that's actually really hilarious.
Yeah.